Bet you didn't know there's a place where Kentucky football and basketball fans unite. Welcome to Big Blue Breakdown. Whether you bleed blue or just love a good game, we've got the latest stories, hottest takes, and a whole lot of hometown pride. Hit play and join the conversation. This is your home for all things Kentucky sports.
All right, welcome in everybody to the Big Blue Breakdown, episode number 46 here on the podcast. Thank you guys so much for joining into this episode. On today's episode, I was going to be talking about our sponsor, and then QB1 / depth chart is revealed. We will be going over that completely in this live / video here. Or episode, excuse me. And then we're going to be talking about week 1 AP Top 25, just a little bit of things switched up here for week 1 because of obviously the games in week 0 that happened that made the AP Top 25 for me switch around just a little bit. I will get into that. And then obviously I'll be going over week 0 review and a little bit of why I have those picks. But I was not going to do a live tonight. I was just going to record an episode just talking about week 1, my week 1 AP Top 25, week 0 review, maybe just a couple of games this week. But we got breaking news for the QB1 spot and the depth chart revealed. But thank you guys so much for tuning into this one. We are so close to getting 70 subscribers. We're at 66 right now. Thank you guys so much again for tuning into this one. Make sure to go follow us on TikTok, X, Instagram. Subscribe here on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe. Make sure to turn on the notification bell because that helps us so much. Like when we go live, you get the notification that we are going live on Spotify. Follow us there as well. We post every single episode on there. And before we get into our sponsor, I have a little bit of a new series reveal here. Every single Saturday morning, a new series called Coffee Before College Football. It's just a new series. It's not a new show or anything. Everything's going to be going through the Big Blue Breakdown here on this channel and on Spotify. Same podcast, same everything, just a little bit of new series. This new series is going to be called Coffee Before College Football. The stream, it's going to be live every morning at 7:45. And I do this so there is something before game day. There's something before game day starts, just for people to come in here and let's just talk a little bit of football if you wake up early. Obviously, coffee before football, coffee in the morning. You get the gist there. And then another thing, there will be no broadcast this week when I will actually be at the game. I will be there in person to see the Cats. So I will have kind of a front row to how Kentucky will look in week 1. I think that will give me a little bit more of insight on how the Cats legitimately look and how they will look week 2 against Ole Miss. So maybe I can get a little bit more insight to give you guys, and hopefully maybe I can catch some of the players, maybe a coach, and talk to them so I can give you guys a little bit more insight. But that is hopefully the goal right there. But thank you guys so much for tuning into this one. We are going to go ahead and give our sponsor a quick video, and make sure to use Big Blue 10 to get 10% off your order every single time you order. And we will be right back here on the Big Blue Breakdown. Hello, everybody. We wanted to take a break in this episode to tell you about our friends over at W Energy. W is a clean energy drink that is made to give you focus with no crash, jitters, or angst like any other energy drink. Some facts about W. Number 1, it's zero sugar, artificial colors, or dyes, or hidden ingredients. It is also gluten-free. Number 2, all flavors are unique and custom made by W. You'll never taste anything like a W drink. Number 3, the drinks are $1 or less, guys. That is cheaper than Starbucks or any canned drink. Lastly, it is made in the U.S. It is close to home. Guys, if you guys are looking forward to going to a Kentucky football game or Kentucky basketball game and you need some energy, get W. W is the perfect thing for you working out and you need some energy. You need W. You need W throughout the day. It is for you. Use promo code BIGBLUE10 to get 10% off every single order. Guys, it not only just helps you guys be able to have a clean energy drink that you can use all the time with the tubs that they give you. It helps me and it helps the channel keep growing with you guys. If you guys do that, it helps us post more content and helps them, guys. So it's a win-win-win for everybody. But thank you guys so much for your time here. Please go check out Dubby. Check out their website. And when you are about to purchase something, use promo code BIGBLUE10 to get 10% off your order. Alrighty, what is up, everybody? I want to go ahead and dive into why we had to come on here live, breaking news for the Cats. I want to come on here and talk about QB1 revealed. No surprise, or should be no surprise to anybody but Zach Calzada is named the starting quarterback for the Cats in 2025. He will start in the Week 1 opener against the Toledo Rockets. This is the right decision, and this is the decision that really everybody, I think, was expecting, but it was just kind of wait and see because Cutter Boley apparently made this stride for QB1 and made it a competition, quote unquote. But I think Zach has been the guy ever since he stepped on. I don't think they brought him in to compete for the job. I think they brought him in to win the job, to have the job going into Week 1. He will be the starter. That was the breaking news because there was a little bit of concern that he wouldn't be. I think in the actual coaching staff, there was no disagreement that he wasn't going to be the starting quarterback. There was no up in the air 50-50 if Cutter or Zach was going to start. It was going to be Zach. I just think what I have heard, Cutter made a really, really good push for the spot. It's not necessarily anything that Zach did wrong. It's just what Cutter did right. And that's good to hear. That truly is good to hear. I'm so excited to see him in action in Week 1 live. That's something that I think is going to be pretty daggone cool. I don't expect him to be a superstar. Like, you're not expecting Zach to be a superstar. He just has to lead this offense efficiently. He's got to be able to make the right reads, right? He's got to be able to throw the deep ball when need be. Like, we need him to make a couple of passes. We don't need him to be a superstar for the Cats, right? We need him to be a time manager. We need him to be a system quarterback, as he has said that he wants to be. That this is the type of player that we need to have for us to win games. Like, he can make some of the throws, but he's going to be a leader, and he's going to lead this offense. He's going to get us in the right spots. And sometimes we will rely on him, and I think he is capable because he has the experience, guys. He's not an unknown. I think we know what we're going to get out of him. He's got a big arm. He's going to be able to run. Just play inside the system, be very, very good at what the system is, and be a leader, and be a very, very good communicator on the football field, and I think we'll be just fine with him there. He's going to be a game manager, guys, simply. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think he is a system quarterback and a game manager in a positive way, in a very positive way. I think that's what we're going to get from him, and that's what we've been need. Like, we don't need a superstar, but we just can't have you making crucial mistakes. Play within yourself, play within the offense, and we'll be fine. That is the breaking news, quote unquote, for the quarterback position heading into Week 1 against Toledo. I want to go ahead and jump into the depth chart for Week 1 against Toledo. There's some interesting guys on here at different spots, and I'll get into specifically what I'm talking about at different spots that I did not expect. There's obviously the guys that you expected to be here, like Zach Calzada, obviously starting quarterback, Cutter Bowley's the backup quarterback. I will get into that. Excuse me for hitting the boom arm there, but I will get into that. Let's go ahead and just take a quick look at it. I know it's kind of hard to see. I made it as big as I could here for this graphic, but as you see at left, I'll just run through it really quickly, go each one by each one. I think these are 2 deep. Yeah, some are 3 deep. They're mostly 2 deep. Left tackle, Shiaz Pete, 6'8", is starting there. Malachi Wood is the backup there. No surprise there for the Cats. Left guard, Joshua Braun, Aba Selm, the backup. There's no surprise there. Joshua Braun possibly can be our best offensive lineman, as well as Shiaz Pete. Jagger Burton starting over Evan Wibberly at the center position. Now, I think this could, he's got to be consistent. He's got to be able to have his snaps down. He's got to be able to be good at that center position. But you have a very, very capable Western Kentucky transfer in Evan Wibberly. But I do believe Jagger Burton weighs 323 over Evan Wibberly, 304. What's up, Dustin? How are we doing, man? So excited for college football. I don't know if you heard, but doing a new series every Saturday morning. If you would love to join and listen and talk, it's going to be every Saturday morning at 7:45. It's called the Coffee Before College Football. I'm so excited for the game. I'm sitting right at the 50-yard line. That's awesome, man. I'm also going to be there. Actually work before the game, selling some of the seat covers. So that it's going to be awesome, man. I'm super excited for it. Super excited to see these guys in person. It'd be awesome to talk to these guys. But thank you so much for being on here. It's always awesome to have you on here talking with you. But I'm going through. Obviously, you probably heard the news that Zach Calzada is the starting quarterback for the Cats in 2025. No surprise there. Let's go, Cats. What's your section? So actually, I don't have a. I know that's kind of weird. I don't have a section. So it's for my school. Like, I'm going to work there and sell the seat covers. And actually, they give us the right to, and they give us, I think it's like a little ticket that we have where we can go sit anywhere that is open for free after we sell the seat covers. So I think that's pretty awesome. So I can get as close or as far away as I want. Obviously, anything that is open and that people are not sitting at, but I can sit really anywhere. But yeah, Dustin, that's really awesome. I'm gonna be cheering loud and proud, and I do. And another cool thing is we have to stay after to pick up the seat cover. So hopefully, I'm able to run into a couple of players, maybe a couple of coaches, and maybe a couple of people that watch the live. But thank you, thank you so much. Well, if I see you, man, I'll definitely say hi. Okay, Dustin, appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. I would love to meet you and talk to you, bro. Okay, moving on here to the rest of the depth chart. As I was saying, Evan Wibberly is a very, very capable backup, and you're able to put him in if you really, really need him. I think Jagger Burton has taken the steps. He was a big-time recruit, guys. Let's not forget how big of a recruit Jagger Burton was to this squad a couple of years ago. He has the talent. It's just we got to implement that. He has the weight on now. He's got the SEC build now. It's getting rid of those stupid penalties that he's had before and staying consistent with his snaps, and that is something that I think he can do. But if he can't, we have a very, very capable backup in Evan Wibberly that can come in and help you win a football game. He has the experience from WKU. I really, really like that pickup. I think the depth there is very, very good. Moving on to right guard, Jalen Farmer starting, and then Jay Clark as the backup. Jalen Farmer, guys, I am super high on him this year. I don't know if he'll be our best offensive lineman. He's a very underrated offensive lineman. Apparently, this dude is so jacked right now. He is, I hope Jagger, I'm going to read Dustin's comment here. I hope Jagger has gotten the snaps down. Pat since the scrimmage. They let the public come watch. Yeah, again, that is very fixable, I believe. It's going to be that and him just not getting, like, I don't know if you remember. There was a penalty that he had in 2023 in the Georgia game that like hurt us really really badly. We were driving on Georgia or something. But getting rid of the stupid penalties, self-inflicted wounds, and the snaps, man, you're exactly right. Like if he's able to get that down, he has the SEC body and the capability of protecting the quarterback. It's just doing that consistently. And it, like, I know we don't talk about it really in the offseason, like being able to snap the ball. Like that's something that we don't really discuss. When you get into the game, that will be like the small things, like injuries, like snaps, like kicking. So simple, but so important to the game. If he is able to simply get that down and get rid of the stupid penalties, he is able to be very, very solid for us. Right tackle. Or excuse me, right guard, Jalen Farmer. Apparently this dude is like a beast right now, like the way he looks. Like he's gained a ton of weight, and he looks absolutely ripped and jacked. He's got the SEC build. He was one of our better... What's up, Kentucky Football Nation? Really excited to have you in, brother. I got the notification that your Toledo video is premiering. I will go watch that. I think that's a prediction. I didn't see the complete thing. I was actually on here while I got the notification, so I will go check that out after. But thank you so much for tuning in. We are breaking down the breaking news that obviously Zach Calzada got the starting job, but that was kind of expected. And I'm going through the 2025 depth chart here, looking at some interesting spots and just looking at some of the spots that we kind of expected guys to be, but just running through it and kind of my thoughts on it. But talking about Jalen Farmer, I think this dude takes the next step. He was one of our best offensive linemen last year. He was a transfer from Florida. This dude takes the next step again, especially with his body. I feel really, really good about left tackle. I feel really, really good about left guard. I feel really, really good about right tackle and right guard. I will get into right tackle here in just a little bit. The only thing I kind of worry about on this offensive line is what, except for the center position and maybe left tackle, what is the depth look like? Simply, what does the depth look like for the Cats on the offensive line? That is something that, like, you're able to have a good starting group right there. You're able to have a solid starting group right there. Starting four, right? Is that starting five, excuse me, on the defensive line. But when somebody goes down with a cramp or hopefully a minor injury, I'm not wishing any injuries, but a minor injury, right? Are you able to have another guy that can come in and fill in that production that starter was having? That's the biggest thing. I feel confident that Malachi Wood can do that. I feel a little bit confident that Aba Selm can do that. I feel really confident that Evan Wibberly can do that. And I feel okay about Darren Stray. Now, he's a freshman. He's got the body to play in the SEC. It's just obviously the reps. We move on to right tackle. As I was just talking about Darren Slay, talk about the start in front of him. Alex Wolschlager, very, very underrated. Nobody's really talking about this guy. MAC Player of the Year. Not MAC Player of the Year. A MAC, I think, like, all MAC team or whatever, like offensive team last year. Thank you to all 6 people that are in here right now. It means a lot. Like, if you want to leave any comments right here, just talk, be awesome to do that. But Alex Wolschlager, very, very underrated. I feel really, really good about our starting 5. Like, I feel really, really good. It's just what can come in after them, and can they fill the production if need be. I feel really, really good about the starting five right there for the offensive line. Moving on to wide receiver X. Guys, Harley Gilmore is the number one option here for wide receiver X. That is awesome to see and awesome to hear. J.J. Hester right after him. Very, very solid backup right there. They can go out there and make plays for you. Again, the depth on this wide receiver core is really, really good this year. I really, really love the depth on the wide receiver core. I love Gilmore's ability, his deep threat ability that he gives us. And now it seems like he's made the mental strides to be here and be the starter. With his talent and his ability, I think he can be very, very productive in 2025 for the Cats. I feel very, very good about that. And J.J. Hester being a very, very veteran, savvy backup for you that can also take the top off, and you can get the ball to him in a variety of ways, an end around, a jet sweep, a quick throw to him. He can really do everything except for maybe the short, like, slant or something. You can get him in the intermediate to long game and the end arounds and stuff that is really quick to him. He has the ability to take the top off along with Harley. I love Harley's talent, and I cannot wait to see that on the field this spring. Dustin says, our defense looks solid on paper, possibly a top 10 defense in the SEC. Oh, for sure. I would say, yes, 100% our defense is a top 10 defense in the SEC. I don't think anybody can, I don't want to say anybody can disagree. When people that talk about the Cats and talk very poorly on the Cats, what do they look at? They look 70% on the offense side of the ball that we haven't been able to be good. That is correct. Like, they are right. Like, hey, like, we need to improve here, and if we can't, it's gonna be another bad season. They are right. They are right. Then they say, like, yeah, they lost a couple guys on defense, but they don't really mention it as much. I believe, even with what we lost in Deion Walker and J.J. Weaver and Maxwell Harrison, who didn't even play. Like, this team was so injured last year. It was so sad because we had a really, really good defense. And Jamon Dumas-Johnson. I think the secondary is going to be better this year. Okay? I think the defensive line, with being healthier, is going to be as good as last year or better. We're going to have a better pass rush this year. We're going to be better in the run game this year. To me, what I'm truly looking at are the linebackers. I think the safeties are very, very solid. They do need to take that step forward with a loss of Zion Childress. I think they will. And they really haven't been the problem. It's just been the run stopping of the defensive line and linebackers from last year. Obviously, injuries really discombobulated that room. But I do think if the linebackers can be just solid, this defense will be top 6 in the SEC. Just saying. Possibly a top 6 defense in the SEC. We move on to wide receiver F. This is the slot guys. Kendrick Law, Troy Stellato. I think you can easily play like what I'm saying right here. Like, Harley Gilmore and obviously J.J. Hester can be like on the field at the same time. Obviously, just in the same position on two different sides of the field, or they can be stacked up together. But I think like the thing here is saying, like, he is above him technically in the rotation if they're going to have the number one wide receiver in the X room. It's going to be Harley Gilmore. That's what they're kind of saying here. Kendrick Law and Troy Stellato. I think we got some of the best slot guys in the SEC right here. I am a huge fan of Troy Stellato. I'm a huge fan of Kendrick Law. Troy Stellato is going to be the guy that's going to get about 3-4 catches a game, but they're going to be super important catches that are third down and 4, fourth down and 3. He is really, really good in the short game. Absolutely amazing in the short game. Has amazing hands. I love it. Dustin says, we are deep at the D line. I've heard we will have a rotation in and out with them. Yeah, I talked about that. I think we are deeper than last year at the defensive line position, and I think we got some legit stars on the defensive line as well with a solid rotation. Dustin, I would agree there with you. I really like Troy and Kendrick. I think both of them can line up in the slot on two different sides of the field. I think they'll be playing a lot more together than like Hartley and JJ. DJ Miller was also on that right there for the X. He is a freshman. I don't know if he's going to get that much run, but he's on there. He's a solid freshman. You're three deep right there. Just wanted to mention that with a solid guy in DJ Miller. In the slot, you're very, very deep. Montavian Quisenberry, who has shown really, really good signs. This might be our best wide receiver group, is here in the slot. I think Quisenberry is actually going to play. I think he's going to get some in-game action for sure. I think Troy Salato is going to be very, very good in the short intermediate game, and I think they're going to get the ball to Kendrick Law in creative ways. It's either going to be an end around, a jet sweep, a screen to him, or he is going to try to take the top off down the field. He's either going to take the top off down the field or going to get the ball in his hands very quickly. Wide receiver, Z. Jamori Macklin, Fred Farrier, Cameron Miller. Now, Cameron Miller is kind of a no-go here for me. I don't think he's going to play that much. I think if somebody were to play, it's going to be Quisenberry or DJ Miller. Obviously, Jamori Macklin can have a breakout year. We've seen his possible potential last year. And then you got like Steady Eddie and Fred Farrier, who is going to get, maybe 2 to 3 catches maybe a game. They're not going to be spectacular, but he's simply going to find open space, and he's going to catch the ball for you when he needs to catch the ball for you. He's not going to do anything spectacular, but he's not going to hurt you, and he is a threat on the field for sure. Jamori Macklin has the ability to take the top off and possibly one of our best route runners. He's going to be able to get open really anywhere, but he has that ability to take the top off, which we need badly. Moving on to tight end V, Josh Caddis, returning for his last year for the Cats. He just simply needs to take that step forward. He's played in the SEC, he has the experience, he has the talent. Now he just needs to go out there and have the production. And I think what we have seen, they're going to be throwing to the tight ends a little bit more this year. Henry Boyer, humongous tight end, really going to be out there for blocking situations, like some 12 personnel. He's really out there to block, guys. He really is. Elijah Brown is a really, really good talent, sitting at 6'6". He is he can catch the ball from the tight end position if need be for us, if we need him out there. He's a little bit better of a route runner than Henry Boyer if we need him out there. Now, really, Willie Rodriguez is going to be our number one option at the tight end position overall. He has the ability to have the numbers of a wide receiver, and he has some juice. He's going to be able to make a play down the field. He's going to be able to make a play in the short game. Tight end screen last year against Ole Miss. He's going to be able to do things like that in this system and in 2025. We move on to quarterbacks. Obviously, I've already talked about Zach Calzada. Obviously, Cutter Bull is a very, very good backup for us. And again, I think Zach Calzada is just going to be a game manager and a guy that you can just rely on to move this offense down the field, take time off the clock, be a time manager. That's what we need, and I think that's what he can be, and he has the experience to not make stupid decisions this year. Running back, possibly my favorite position on this offense, Dante Dowdell or Seth McGowan. Kind of a 1A, 1B. You can switch those very easily right there. I really, really like these two right here together. I think you're going to run on first down with Seth McGowan. He has the breakaway ability. He has the star ability for this running back room. And then you, in short yardage downs, you are going to put in Dante Dowdell to get the first down. And then you have other guys that are more similar to Seth McGowan, and in the way that they can kind of do a little bit of everything. And then also have Seth McGowan out there for on first downs and second downs because he can catch out of the backfield as well. I really, really like that right there. I'm not really going to go into long snapper, short snapper. Both of them are Alex McLaughlin, and or is it David Lagana? David Lagana. Short snapper, Alex McLaughlin, or David Lagana. Holders, Wilson Berry, Aiden LaRosse. Kick return, Kendrick Law, which is really, really good. He's super electric. He was the kick returner for Alabama. That's really all you need to know. He has the ability to house one like Berry, and obviously he's a big threat that you lose in the kickoff game, but this is a very, very solid pickup right there. He has the speed to take one to the house if need be. I like us there a lot. He has experience there as well. Quashid Scott is the next guy right there. Punt return, and this is one that kind of caught me off guard. Ty Bryant is going to be returning punts. Now, this is very interesting. I don't know much about this guy's speed, but this could be if he has good, this is just exciting to me because he hasn't done it yet. Obviously, he needs to get in the. He has been getting in the reps, but I'm excited to see what this looks like with Ty Bryant and a very, very experienced guy in Troy Stellato back him up if he needs a guy to come in there. And if Ty Bryant had been struggling, that's a guy that you can really, really rely on. But maybe Ty Bryant can be electrifying in the punt return game. Now, we are looking at the defense. Defensive end, McQueese, Humphrey, Grace starting at defensive end. No worries about him not starting there. He has the start ability for the Cats in 2025. And then Gerard Smith, I think he takes that next step from a freshman last year and can be very, very solid. He's a very good depth piece right there. And then nose guard, possibly our best position, with two deep right here. David Gusta, he's going to be our best interior defensive lineman. And then Josiah Hayes is going to clog up the middle with his massive size. He returns from injury. It was a big reason why we could not stop the run last year. He's going to be able to clog it up with his 322 and 317, and David Gusta being 317, Josiah Hayes being 322. Big guys in the middle. They have done it at a high level. I think Gusta has a little bit of the star ability, but I really, really like that right there. And then Khalil Saunders starting at defensive tackle. Love that right there. He has experience in the Brad White system and has really, really good experience in the SEC as well. Tavion Gadsden being a very, very good talent to back him up. I really like the depth on this defensive line, guys. I just think you have one guy truly step up and become that guy in this defensive line. It just takes it to a whole nother level. Outside linebacker, Jack. Sam Green is going to start there, and Steven Souls is going to be the backup. That is a very, very good 1-2 combo right there. I think Sam Green can possibly be a breakout player this year. I love his talent from USC, and then Steven Souls, same thing. I think Sam Green has more experience. I think he's going to be able to have a lot more production, but I like the ability and the potential of Steven Sackham Souls. Middle linebacker starting here is Davern Rayner, and then Grant Godfrey is the backup right here, and that is very, very interesting to me. I truly think that is very, very interesting. And the possible backup is Landon Watson. So Landon Watson is actually not going to get a start, and that is a very, very good backup right there, guys. A experienced backup. So you're going with a guy that has the SEC experience, that probably has a little bit more potential right there, and that has shown it a little bit. And then you have an experienced guy that you know you're going to get out of. That's going to be solid. He's not going to really hurt you. He's not going to be All right, I think we might have just had a little bit of technical difficulties. I think we did. And we just got done talking about linebacker. I didn't really go anywhere from there. It just said my OBS disconnected. All right, I think we might have just had a little bit of technical difficulties. I know, my thing is just right there. Okay, we're good though. We are back on and moving. My OBS failed on me for some reason, but it is back up right now. But we move on to the nickel. Kashid Scott, I don't. This is probably my least favorite spot of this or linebacker of the defense. I think Kashid Scott can be very, very solid for us, and Jansen Dunn. I think they can have interchangeable rotation and can be very, very solid. I like them two right there to be okay. I love the cornerbacks here, the boundary and the field cornerback. I love DJ Waller and I love Kevis Thomas. Those two guys are very, very good. DJ Waller being kind of the star right there, and Kevis Thomas being absolutely amazing backup for the Cats there. And then you got boundary cornerback in JQ Hardaway, who can be the absolute star of these corners, who can have a breakout year. And Brian White has his long, lanky guys, so I think this can be very, very interesting for the Cats. And then you got Tyron Nichols there as well, who has a ton of potential. You've seen the potential in the Ole Miss game. I think that is very, very interesting for the Cats heading into 2025. That is the depth chart, guys. That is, and most of them are right there are showing 2 deep. You got a little bit of 3 deep at the wide receiver position. I love the depth at the wide receiver position. I love the depth at the defensive line position. I'm sort of worried about the depth on the offensive line. I love the starting 5 right there. Let me say that. I love the running backs. I love the secondary. I want to see some good things out of the nickel position, and I feel really confident about that defense. And I want to see Alex Safari be that guy for the linebacker position. And I will have full confidence in this defense to be a possible top 5 defense in the SEC in 2025. We move on to my week 1 AP top 25 guys. That is not the right one. Trying to find it here. Let's go back here. Hopefully I implemented this. Hopefully I did. If not, we will just do that really quickly. But we can actually go, let me. Well, this is probably better to do anyways. Week 0, guys. Week 0. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about. Want to get back to it here? I just had it up. Let's talk about week 0. Kansas State, Iowa State. I know I talked about it a little bit. Me being, 0-1 already. But this had to affect my AP top 25. And why, you may ask? Well, because I had Kansas State ranked at 15th. So that kind of sucks for me because I had, I really, really liked what they had, and I actually thought they were going to win this game by 3 points. I think I predicted. I predicted the under for the game, but I was wrong, and that obviously has to affect my AP top 25. And so I think these are the only 2 that were brought in, and then somebody took UNLV's the 25th spot, and for good reason. UNLV guys almost got beat by Idaho State. Idaho State, that is insane to me. I'm going to get to there. Here you go. That is insane to me. They almost got beat by Idaho State. And Dan Mullen's first game back. Now I know you've seen a kind of a 2 quarterback thing right there with Alex Orji and the Virginia transfer, but I didn't love this, guys. I didn't love this, so I took them out of my top 25, and I have this now as my top 25. The team on the outside looking in for me before I updated this was Tennessee, and now I believe they take the spot because of a game at the 25th spot. So the way I did it going into the year was simply based off the teams. If these teams met, who would win, and that's kind of how I ranked it from there. I didn't base it off schedule. I didn't base it off last year, but based it off who they brought in, who they had coaching, what I thought they were going to look like. Now, from this point forward, it will be based off of play. It will be based off of play, and from what I've seen, I had Kansas State at 15th. I think they moved down to 22nd. I think Texas Tech takes one up right there and replaces them at 15. I moved Iowa State up from 22 to 16. I also added Tennessee there, which was my last team, basically out of that last one. I know I didn't add that in, but that is what I had. I had them really on the outside looking in. So this is my official top 25 heading into week 1. This is all now. Obviously, you got Kansas State and Iowa State already played. UNLV played, who I actually had in my top 25. Now is going to be based off of play and what I see and who I believe is the top 25 teams in the country based off how they play. Obviously, in context, guys. Obviously, in context, but I think I don't want to say right. I am really confident in this top 25. I know a lot of people disagree. I know. I do. I know. I got one about SMU not being in here. I don't love SMU. Speaking of SMU, actually, this is my top 5 outside of the top 25. I have Boise State at 26. I have UNLV at 27. So I moved them down 2 spots because of that game. I don't take too much out of that, but I take enough of only beating Idaho State by 7 to move out of the top 25. I have Utah at 28. I have Louisville at 29. I have SMU at 30. This is my right outside the top 25. So now with play, if obviously a team emerges that I don't have right here, they'll obviously be in there. But these are the next teams up for me if somebody were to slip or they were to really gain ground. This is what I have, guys. And I feel really, really confident about these right here. Those are my top 5 out. This is my top 25, guys. For week 1, heading into the year, right outside the top 25, my week 1, and then my actual top 25 here for week 1. That is what I believe is the top 25 teams in the country. And this is now, again, being judged off of how you guys play. But I want to thank you guys so much for tuning into episode 46 here on the Big Blue Breakdown. Way to come on here. Way to go live because it was breaking news that Zach Calzada won the job, which I think he already won. But, that was breaking news. People thought it was going to be a competition, so I wanted to break that down. I want to talk about the depth chart that is out and how guys are at some different spots that we didn't know. We wanted to see the depth. I like the depth chart, and I think this is news that I just needed to get out to you guys, so that was breaking news, so I wanted to go live. I was just going to do a regular episode, but I want to do this. Also, guys, new series called Coffee Before College Football. It's going to start at 7:45 each Saturday, and no podcast this weekend because I'll actually be at the game. Thank you for everybody that's commented here and watched. Go check us out on TikTok, X, Instagram. Obviously, subscribe here on YouTube, like, comment, and hit the notification bell. Same thing for Spotify. We will see you guys tomorrow. And as always, go Cats.